If you're tired of pills and quick fixes, stay with me. This could be the most honest conversation you've had about your manhood in years. Erectile dysfunction isn't always a bedroom problem. Most times it starts in your blood vessels and ends in your confidence. And no one's talking about the root cause, blood flow. But what if I told you that 2 simple actions, not pills, not gadgets, could help bring back stronger, more lasting erections? Blood flow. The engine of an erection. Erections are not magic. They're mechanics. It all starts with blood vessels. Your penis has 2 large chambers called the corpora cavernosa, which fill with blood during arousal. For a healthy erection, that blood must flow freely, under pressure, and be trapped efficiently. According to a 2021 study published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine, nearly 80% of erectile issues in men over 35 are linked to poor circulation. The healthier your blood vessels, the stronger your erection. That's why athletes often have better sex lives. Their cardiovascular systems are in top shape. But you don't need to be an athlete. You just need 2 powerful exercises. Why this matters? Let's take Richard, a 39-year-old father of 2. He's not overweight, he doesn't smoke, but he sits at a desk for 10 hours a day. Every night he comes home, eats dinner, watches TV, and goes to bed. He loves his wife. He's not cheating, he's not depressed, but something's wrong. Last year, Richard noticed it was taking longer to get aroused. Then, even when he did, his erection didn't feel as firm. He brushed it off as stress, until it became routine. His confidence started slipping. So did his connection with his wife. When Richard went for a checkup, his doctor said something that changed his life. You don't need pills, you need blood flow. The athlete advantage. This is why athletes, or people who stay physically active, often report stronger sexual performance. It's not because they're more attractive or virile. It's because their cardiovascular systems are optimized. Their blood vessels are wide, clean, and strong. But here's the good news. You don't need to run marathons or lift heavy weights to restore blood flow. You just need to stimulate the right muscles and tissues consistently. Kegel exercises. Strengthen your pelvic power. Let me tell you about James. James was a 42-year-old banker, disciplined, smart, and respected at work. But beneath the tailored suits and confident handshakes, James was living with a secret shame. For over a year, he hadn't had a strong erection. It started subtly. He would lose firmness during intimacy. Then, he began avoiding sex altogether. His wife noticed, of course, the emotional distance, the unspoken discomfort, the disappointment in her eyes. They still loved each other, but something precious was slipping away. James tried everything: zinc supplements, libido boosters, even risky online pills with names like Rhino Power and Dragon Heat. He switched to a low-carb diet, joined a gym, and drank beetroot juice daily. Still, nothing changed. Until one day, in a quiet corner after church, a close friend leaned in and whispered something that made James blink in confusion. "Bro, have you ever done Kegels?" What are Kegels, and why do they matter? At first, James laughed it off. Kegels, isn't that something for women after childbirth? But his friend shook his head. Nope, we have the same muscle, the pelvic floor, and if yours is weak, your erections will always struggle. That night, James went home and did his research, and what he discovered blew his mind. Kegel exercises are designed to strengthen the pelvic floor muscles, particularly the pubococcygeus, PC muscle. This is the muscle responsible for controlling ejaculation, supporting the penis during erection, and most importantly, retaining blood in the penis. The stronger that muscle, the better your erection. According to a clinical study published in BJU International, 40% of men with erectile dysfunction regained normal function after consistently doing pelvic floor exercises for 3 months. Another 35% saw significant improvement without medication.
How
How
Kegels
Kegels
work for men like you.
Kegels are powerful because they improve erection rigidity by tightening the base of the penis where the pressure is needed most. Enhance blood retention by clamping down the veins that typically drain blood too quickly. Delay premature ejaculation by giving you muscular control over the sensation buildup. They're natural, free, and can be done anywhere, standing, sitting, even while driving. You don't need a gym. You don't need equipment. You just need your body and some consistency. As James got more familiar, he began increasing the hold time to 10 seconds, then 15, improving endurance and strength. The results: from shame to strength. At first, James didn't feel much, but in week 2, something changed. His morning erections started returning. By week 3, they were firmer. By week 5, he was initiating intimacy again, this time with confidence. In just 2 months, James was a different man, not because of a miracle, but because of muscle memory, his wife noticed. "You feel different," she whispered one night. He smiled. "I've been training," he said, "not in the gym, but in the most important muscle a man can strengthen in silence." 2. Penile extension, training tissue. For now, here's where things get more physical. Let's be honest. When most people hear penile extension, their minds go straight to risky gadgets, internet scams, or painful devices that promise unrealistic gains. But real penile extension isn't about gimmicks. It's about gentle, natural training. Penile extension exercises don't just stretch. They train your penile tissue to expand more easily, respond better to blood flow, and, over time, improve both erection quality and length potential. And unlike devices that tug with tension or vacuum pumps that risk damaging sensitive tissue, manual penile stretching uses your hands, your awareness, and your control, reducing the risk of injury while enhancing long-term function. To truly appreciate how penile extension works, you need to understand the anatomy of the penis. The penis isn't a bone. It's composed primarily of smooth muscle, collagen-rich connective tissue, and vascular networks that swell with blood. At the core of the penis are 3 key structures. 2 corpora cavernosa, main erectile chambers. 1 corpus spongiosum surrounds the urethra. These chambers are lined with tiny blood vessels and smooth muscle fibers designed to expand rapidly when aroused. Here's where penile extension comes in. Gentle, repeated stretching equals microtrauma plus healing. When you perform consistent, gentle stretching on the penis, it causes microtears in the tissue, similar to strength training in muscles. During healing, the body builds back those tissues stronger, slightly more elastic, and sometimes with increased volume. Over time, this increases the penis's ability to expand and hold blood, especially in the corpora cavernosa. This process is known as mechanotransduction, where mechanical stimuli, like stretching, trigger cellular growth and adaptation. A 2011 study published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine found that tissue expansion through mechanical traction or controlled stretching can lead to histological changes, including increased collagen remodeling and smooth muscle fiber growth, both of which are crucial for erectile strength and penile length. Benefits of penile extension. Exercises. Let's explore what these exercises can do for men when performed correctly and consistently. 1. Improved blood-holding capacity. The primary goal is to increase how much blood your penis can hold during arousal. This leads to firmer, harder erections, longer duration before losing firmness, enhanced sensation and orgasm intensity. 2. Increased tissue elasticity. Over time, the tunica albuginea, the thick outer layer around the erectile chambers, becomes more flexible. This flexibility allows the chambers to expand further, meaning more girth during erection, a greater feeling of fullness, reduced risk of painful erections or tissue constriction. 3. Potential increase in length. While results vary by individual, many men report visible gains in flaccid and erect length over months of consistent stretching. This happens because the tissues gradually accommodate more volume. New cell growth slightly elongates the penile shaft when under minimal resistance over time. A 2008 clinical trial by Lepresti et al. Observed men using traction-based techniques over 6 months and found a mean length increase of 1.8 to 2.5 centimeters, depending on consistency and method. Manual stretching, while gentler than traction devices, relies on the same biological principle, making it an effective, low-risk alternative. These exercises aren't just for the body. They're for the man inside the body. If you've been silently struggling, ashamed, or frustrated, know this: you are not alone, and your body was designed to heal. Start today. Take 10 minutes, just 10, and start with Kegels. Add penile stretches slowly. Track your progress. And if this helped you, share it with another man who needs to know it's not over. You can rise again.